Hey guys, we are live, brand new Take Aim, and geez, oh Pete's, we're already maybe halfway through summer, and it's hard to believe that hunting season is approaching on us, but it's been so hot lately, at least here in Michigan. The last few days we had a couple cool mornings, and it certainly flipped the switch, at least with me, and kind of getting me remotivated, and but excited to get another show out to you guys, and it's a cool show with Tim Inslee and two of the guys from the Quest Hunt Company, which is a company that is doing a tournament-style deer hunt. So basically the same thing you would do at like your local archery shop. This is just on a broader, bigger scale. But listen in. You'll get all the details, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And I appreciate spending time with Tim, Phil, and Brian. All right, guys, we're back. Brand new Take Aim Outdoor podcast. And excited to have this guy back on the show with me once again, Tim Inslee. What's happening?
What's up, man?
Not too much, man. Just trying to get through summer, probably like everybody else.
Yeah, probably. You've probably been out checking all the game cameras and stuff you got out, hiding all those deer up there where you live.
I've started, man. I'm actually really late this year. There's so much kind of going on in my personal life that I'm just so behind, but they are out now. They're soaking, and hopefully collecting a lot of pictures. And in a couple of weeks here, I'm going to go check them out. But how about you?
You're not going to believe this, but like I don't have a camera out in one place.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think I've got a couple cameras out in my deer camp in Arkansas, but like we just haven't had time to make it to our place in Kansas. And then when we did get a chance to go up there, it was pouring down rain and it was muddy and nasty, and we couldn't get into a lot of the places where we usually set up cameras. And so we just we got our mineral and stuff out, and we just kind of left it at that. But we're going to try to make a trip up next week and get cameras out and start trying to see what survived the winter.
That's cool. That's awesome. I'm sure you're excited. If you guys notice, when this comes out tomorrow, and it sounds a little bit funny, but Tim is with two guys from Quest Hunt Company, and they're on speakerphone, so if it sounds a little weird, that's what it is, so just bear with us. But guys from the Quest, what's going on?
Hey, man, not much. Just getting things rolling with our 2018 Team Whitetail Tournament. We're super excited about it. And Tim, he's been gracious enough to show up here and visit with us in the office about some things, and just really getting rolling.
So that's Phil and Brian. And guys, if you want, just let's get into what you guys do at Quest and basically what it is. I know a little bit because I've checked it out, and pretty interesting stuff, but I'll let you guys kind of tell the story if you would.
You bet. So we formed the company last fall, basically just three regular guys that love the outdoors and kind of had the same goal in mind. So we formed this company, Quest Hunt Company, and we had lots of ideas. And probably the biggest thing that we had on our plate to get going this year was our Team Whitetail Tournament that we're rolling out in 4 states. Year one, it's going to be in Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Mississippi. We're super excited about it. We've been really fortunate to have a bunch of great sponsors come on board with us here kind of late in the year, so we feel very fortunate there. We're offering $50,000 prize packs in each state to the top 10 teams in each one of the states that's competing. So it's a very low risk entry fee, $75 per person or $150 per team to enter the tournament. And, you know, you got some great chances to win some awesome prize packs.
So you were basically alluding to it, maybe you said it and I didn't quite catch it, but so it's a tournament style, like 2-man teams, is that correct?
Yeah, I'll elaborate a little bit more on the tournament. So what we've done is we've developed a model for a team whitetail tournament. So everybody's got their favorite hunting buddy and partner and that they like to pick. So we've developed this team format, and we're not excluding the guys that hunt with the guns or the guys that hunt with the bows. We're saying go out, don't do anything different, hunt how you want to hunt the land that you'd like to hunt. And so basically the contest comes down to this. It's just gross total inches between the two deer entered by each partner.
Okay. And so is there any rules, or how's this look if my partner's in Arkansas like Tim and I'm hunting in Missouri? That still counts even though it's different states, or how's it work?
No, you basically have to be registered as a team in one state.
In one state, okay.
In one state, yes. Now that doesn't keep you from entering multiple states. If you and Tim wanted to hunt Arkansas and you and Tim wanted to hunt Missouri, you can just enter both tournaments. That both team members have to be entered into the same state.
And you have to hunt that state together.
And you got to hunt that state together. Okay, that makes sense. So obviously it's follow the game laws. The tournament opens when the season opens in that state, I assume?
So basically what we've done, we've kind of went uniform and all four states this year. The tournament's going to be going on. The tournament's actually going to open October the 1st in each of the four states. And then depending on which state, we've got some different closing dates. All that information's online at questhuntco.com. But depending on Mississippi's rut a little bit later, and we don't want people to miss out on that. So some of the ending dates on some of the tournaments will depend on which state.
Okay. And you said it's 4 states this year?
Yes, 4 states. It'll be in Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Mississippi.
Okay. All right. I missed Mississippi the first time you ran through those. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. So how'd you pick Arkansas? Did Tim Inslee have anything to do with that? That's ridiculous.
You know what? Tim's been great. I mean, he was a contact of a mutual friend, and we kind of hooked up with Tim, and we liked his background and everything he's done, and the companies that he's representing. I mean, he's done an unbelievable job, and we just kind of hit it off the first time that we talked on the phone, and then especially after the first face-to-face meeting. So we're working together on some stuff, and he's been a great help.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, go ahead, Tim. Tim, you already got a partner picked out? You ready to roll from Arkansas?
You coming down and staying with me for a while?
I might have to do that.
All you got to do is load up and come. I think it's going to be a cool deal. You know what? I kind of been explaining it to people like it's like a state big buck pot. So I mean, it's not any different really than most of us will go to our archery shop and throw $10 in the pot, for a big buck contest. And at the end of the year, whoever brings the biggest buck into that particular archery shop, wins the pot. Or deer clubs or deer camps in Arkansas, a lot of them, everybody will put in $5 or $10 or $20, and whoever kills the biggest deer at the end of the year, ends up getting the pot. And you're not doing anything different than you normally do. You're still just hunting just like you've always hunted. I mean, you're not like you're out chasing it. You're putting up $75 a man, and you just go hunt just like you've always hunted, just like you would in a big buck pot. And just so happens that you and your partner happen to kill the biggest total inches. Rather than winning a couple $100 out of a big buck pot, you got a chance to win, up to $50,000 in prize packages. And I'm talking about they've got the prize packages too. I mean, there's some dang good prize packages to win this thing. I mean, it's definitely worth $75 a man.
Yeah, that's very cool. So, how are you guys breaking that up? Will it go winners of each state out of those states and or I think I saw online that you guys had a separate potential entry for like biggest overall or something like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So how it'll work, I mean, each state is going to compete state by state for its own prize pack. The top prize being if you win a tournament in one of the 4 states, each guy is going to walk away with a side-by-side Polaris Ranger and a brand new Ozonics unit. And then they just kind of trickle down from there, all the way to 10th place. So That's basically how it's laid out.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. So I will be hunting in Missouri this year, so I might have to dabble in that with you guys.
Absolutely, man. We would love to have you. It's created a lot of excitement around our small hometown here in Missouri, and the word's kind of spread. We have a pretty large social media following, and the word's starting to get out, so we're pretty excited.
Yeah, for sure. Now, one thing I want to touch on what Tim said, just because it just struck a chord with me about, doing this at your archery shop or something like that. Unfortunately, that you guys are doing this out in the public, which means it's going to be on social media, and there's always going to be a hater. So I'm sure you guys have already thought of this, but how are you going to combat, because I'm sure it's already happened to you guys, that somebody's going to say, why are you making deer hunting competitive, and all the negative that goes along with that, which I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm just assuming It's going to happen.
No, we completely understand it. And yeah, we have experienced it a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it's a very low risk. It's not like you're making a huge investment where you have to be super competitive. We've kept the cost to enter the tournament low, and what's great about it is, you pay $75 to enter. Well, these sponsors that have come on board with us, they're gracious enough to pass along some great discounts for all their products to everyone that enters the tournament. So, it's basically we're just trying to create a community and bring something new and exciting to whitetail hunting.
No, I hear that. I'm all for it. I was just thinking in my head, because what Tim said is so true. Like, in the archery shop, everybody would be pumped. They would do it no brainer. But I'm just thinking, the minute it hits Instagram, what happens,
Sure.
Well, and I thought the same thing, Brandon. That's why I came up here. Like, I drove 4 hours to sit down and meet with these guys a few weeks back, just after they launched, and it was one of those things. I had to kind of think about it too for a second. But once we got up here and started talking about it, it's you're not hunting any different than you normally hunt. I mean, you're not doing anything different than you normally do. And I'm sure guys are going to take it probably to more of an extreme than others, but those are the guys that are going to take it to more of an extreme anyway. So, I don't think, like I said, I've always been a part of some of these big buck pots. Local archery shop throwing $10 and it goes in the envelope. At the end of the year, deer season's over. Whoever checked the biggest deer in there, gets the pot, and it's really no different. It's just a larger scale. Just a lot bigger scale. So, and there's some guys in Arkansas that I got involved that are, these guys are some of the best public land hunters that I've ever met in my life, and they're going to be hard to beat, and they're going to hunt public land. I mean, I hunt public land, and I kill a lot of deer down there, but these two guys, if I had to bet, I would probably just pay their fees for half.
That's pretty funny. No, I'm a big, I encourage you guys all the way. I think it's awesome. I love the idea of it, and I like the format. I hope that I'm around long enough with you guys to see it expand and it go into multiple more states. I think that anything anybody does to promote hunting or sell one more license somewhere because somebody was inspired, I'm all for it, and I think this can do it.
Well, thanks. We appreciate it. Like I said, we're extremely passionate about it, and like I said, we're just three regular guys, just trying to bring something new and exciting to the hunting community.
Yeah, it's not, the other thing is it's not really like you were talking about the haters. I'm sure there's going to be, a certain faction out there that's going to have an opinion on it, and that's fine. But no, they're not asking anybody to hunt any different than you'd be hunting anyway. You're not doing anything really different. You're just kind of gambling on yourself. So you're putting $75 up a piece, and then you're just still hunting the way you always hunt. The only thing it might do is, it might make you might make you think a little more about passing that 3-year-old. You know,
right?
Your deer herd might actually gain some age, and actually you might actually end up improving this, because you know, if you go to thinking about it, you might actually pass that 3-year-old and keep hunting all season to try to kill, you know, maybe a better deer that you've got on camera, and hold out for him. So it might actually make you pass some of those younger bucks, because you're thinking about, you know, well, if I go ahead and wait and hold out and try to shoot this, you know, this more mature deer, which is what we're all trying to really shoot anyway, but we've all had those moments where that buck comes through and you're like, yeah, well, you know, a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot this guy. It might actually improve your deer herd to be part of this contest.
Yeah, for sure. I could see a lot of good things coming from it. I think it could just tighten up any hunter's game, so to speak. And even in my case, just being so busy and then you're exhausted and you make excuses not to go do what you should be doing trail camera wise, getting all that stuff done. It could definitely help motivate somebody once you like Tim said, once you kind of roll the dice on yourself. So like, I totally see that, and I see that as a positive. Anything to help me get a little more motivated, I'm down for it.
Sure. Yeah, and you know, and there too, you know, I mean, you'll have guys that'll go out, you know, and they're like, okay, maybe last year I got a little lazy and I decided not to plant those food plots, and I didn't really worry about it too much. Now they may actually go out and improve some of the habitat on their property, because even if they don't win something this year, you know, it's something. If you got property and you're working on it, and you're trying to improve your hunting area to, you know, to make so you can have a better experience, or maybe your kids can have a better experience, kill bigger deer, or you see a lot more deer. This could actually motivate you to go out and do a little more, like plant a few more food plots, you know, put out more mineral sites, you know, run more trail cameras. There's benefits for this, not only for hunting, but also for the manufacturers out there. I mean, you know, you got guys like me. I mean, we haven't had a chance to get our cameras out at Kansas. It's really bugged me that we haven't. But, you know, you got some guys that maybe they don't wait to put their cameras out till during season. I mean, there's guys where I live that don't. And now they may go out and buy a couple extra cameras and put out a couple extra places, or they may go explore some public land maybe they've never been on before. Instead of hunting the little spot where they've always hunted, they may go explore some new property and get on some public land and take a chance and take a boat or whatever and go into some spots where, you know, it's pretty hard to get to. I think it can definitely. I think it'll put some guys to hunting.
Hey, you there, Tim? Lost you guys, yep. I think. Oh, okay, sorry. Got dead quiet, unlike the last few minutes there. But no, I'm with you 100%, man. I think there's so many positives coming out of it. Phil and Brian, is this year the like inaugural kind of launch of it?
Yeah, so that's right. So this is our first year. You know, we've talked about the 4 states that we're in for year 1. We've already got things in the works for year 2. That's been one of our most asked questions on social media. Is, you know, when you come to Alabama, when you come to, and you know, we tell everybody we've got plans in the works. So, you know, be patient. Hopefully, we can get there just as soon as possible. But for this first year, the states is what's going to be happening.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I mean, it's going to be here before we know it, and then gone, and then obviously guys will be excited to jump back in to do this again for next year. So it'll be really cool to see the transition between this year and next year for you guys.
Yeah, what's really cool with this is like just like me in Arkansas. Like if I want to pay, if me and one of my buddies here want to hunt as a team here in Arkansas, then you know we're entered for our state. We hunt our state, but I can also come up here to Missouri, and I've got a buddy that lives here, and he and I can enter Missouri as a team. And then, you know, so you can hunt. You can actually enter multiple states, which is cool too. If a guy wants to go and hunt multiple states, then like that would be 2 states would cost me $150 to enter, and I'd have 2 chances to win a lot of prizes.
Right.
So it's it's definitely like I said before. To me, it's like being part of a big buck pot, or like you'd have at your deer camp, or a lot of times just buddies will have a big buck pot. Whoever's going to kill the biggest deer. To me, it's basically no different than that. It's just on a larger scale. That's the way I look at it. And,
No, I agree with you, Tim. I think, like you said, I know my one of my pro shops always does it, and I've always thought it was a lot of fun. And you get to check in later in the year to see what's happened and who got to do what and where they went and how the season unfolded. And man, guys, I mean, they've been doing this for decades on the fishing side of stuff, and it's been awesome. And people have gotten really involved in fishing, and everybody I know does even local tournament. So I think it's pretty exciting, and kind of like what me and Tim talked about, it could be great from the hunters all the way up to guys getting to participate with new gear they've never used before. So I think it will be really cool.
Yeah, and to go along with a little bit there, what you touched on too, back when I was a kid, we had actual check-in stations in Missouri. And so during rifle season, you'd go hunt in the morning, and then, man, everybody would hang out at the check station all day long, to see what people had taken that first morning. And then you go back and get a stand that night. It was an awesome place to gather and just see what kind of animals were being taken, in your local area. But what this does too now is you'll be able to follow along on an interactive leaderboard through our website. So if you're in the tournament, you're going to be able to check out, who killed what in Iowa today, or who killed, what's the biggest buck, who's leading in Missouri, and it'll just be something cool and exciting for people to kind of follow along and check it out.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just going to ask that, how you guys were going to do that and how often you guys are going to update those scores.
Yeah, so how it'll work, basically, when someone kills a deer, they're going to have 24 hours within harvest to score the deer and submit by video to us. All right, so that'll be an unofficial score at that time. Every tournament participant's going to get a packet. Inside that packet, they're going to have a trophy tape. So they're very simple to use, and we'll have some instructional videos before the tournament on the website and through social media that will help guys score them, but they're so self-explanatory and easy to use. So, that's how it'll happen. They'll send us a video, and we will immediately get everything entered to the leaderboard and updated, so it'll be an ongoing thing, be a pretty busy time for us.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be nonstop for you guys probably, but that will be pretty cool. And like you said, taking it back to the check-in station to the modern day, using the fancy interweb, being able to go every day and check the standings is pretty exciting, I think, and give a bunch of guys something to look forward to.
Right. So I touched a little bit on the official scoring, and just to kind of let you know a little bit. So everything's going to culminate into an event. We've got our own expo and ceremony, banquet awards ceremony scheduled for February 9th and 10th at the Expo Center downtown Springfield. It's an awesome venue. So our plan is to bring in the top 15 teams from each state, and at that time everything's going to be unofficial. But at the trade show expo, we'll have a official panel that will score each one of the animals. So we'll be awarding everybody their prizes there at the banquet, and everybody will have their deer scored by the same panel, so there is no questions, on the scoring situation.
There's also a lie detector test too. So, that was one of the questions that I got asked whenever I was telling people that I was involved in it. What's going to keep someone from driving up to Missouri and killing a 170-inch deer and then driving down across the Arkansas line and checking it because they could win Arkansas? Well, you're gonna have to take the lie detector test, and it's no different than they do for the Big Buck Classic in Arkansas or Big Buck Classic, or Big Buck Expo in all these different states. If you turn one in, they're gonna make sure. It's just like the fishing tournament, the same way. You're gonna have to take the lie detector test before you get paid. If you can't pass it, then you're disqualified. And so that's definitely a plus there. So it's that's one of the questions that I got asked. What's going to keep somebody from killing the pin deer or something like that? They've got safe-proof methods to make sure that doesn't happen, because nobody wants to nobody's going to want to take a chance of walking up there with something they didn't kill legally, and they're going to get called out in front of everybody if they did it.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to ask that, actually, what was the plan to combat that? And, if you're going to hook guys up to lie detector tests and put them on the spot like that, that's going to save a lot of misery, and it would be a shame if, one or several guys got robbed out of spots because of some knucklehead somewhere, because what would happen.
Yeah, exactly. And the biggest thing is to me it's just the fact that the lie detector test is going to be involved is going to teach someone that would, first of all, that's not the kind of people you want to enter in something like this. We don't even want those kind of people competing. I mean, if you're the type of person that's, you're wanting to win this thing so bad that you're willing to do it, then you need to go play golf or something and put your bow in the closet, because that's not what it's all about. I mean, that's not even what this is about. It's not about winning or losing. It's about being a part of something that's cool and not really doing anything different than you're already doing. But at the end of the year, you just regular dudes are ready to go out and hunt every day hard, and when they get done, they send the measurements in, and well, you may not win first, you may win ninth, but still, I mean, for the price that it costs to enter, I can promise you ninth is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that is. That's more than a fair cost to get in, and I commend you guys for that, because we all know hunting gear and hunting tags, especially non-resident tags, are expensive. So it's definitely a great way to keep people involved and not shy away from it.
Yeah, another thing, if you do, most people, if you're going to go out of state and hunt, which most people, if they're committed to go out of state anyway, they've probably already been out of state. They're not going to just enter. They're not going to be from Alabama and enter Missouri and not have a place to go. They're going to have been here before, been other places. I mean, you obviously got to have somewhere to hunt. But the main thing is every state's game laws are a little different. Every state's bag limits are a little different, and just everybody. If you come from another state, if you come from Arkansas to Missouri and hunt, you got to abide by those Missouri game laws, and same vice versa. So, these guys have really, dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's as far as I can see. I mean, obviously, there's always a chance of some unforeseen snag that pops up somewhere, but that's with any business, when it first starts, and that's why they're smart to only jump this thing in 4 states right off the bat, because if something was to happen, which I don't think it will, but you've got 4 states, it's easier to combat it, and you make it right and you go on. And the main reason I came up here and met these guys and they met me is, I've been doing this a long time, that, Brandon, and I definitely wasn't going to come up here and be a part of something I didn't think was legit. And so I came up and met these guys face to face, and we spent the day together, and we spent a couple times together now and been on the phone and email. They're sincere about it, and it's not this is not a deal where anybody's trying to get famous or doing it or get rich or anything else. This is just it's just something cool that they came up with, and they had a vision and they just made it happen. I mean, to me, that's cool. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love everything about it. Again, I'm excited for it, and I definitely hope that people join and take part in the tournament, and I hope it goes well without a hitch, and We keep away from the knuckleheads, and everybody, just loves it. And like I said, promotes hunting in the right light.
We're going to make Brian say something because he's been sitting over there quiet the whole time.
You got that right. He is quiet. Brian, you still here?
Yeah, man. You guys done a good job. I'm just kind of taking notes and pointing them in the right direction.
Well, Brian, is there? Basically, I think I got through every question from the website that I could possibly think of. But if there's something I missed, man, throw it at me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think the coolest thing about this deal is that it can kind of appeal to a lot of different types of hunters. Whether it's the guys that hunt their own land, like Tim touched on, the guys that just hunt public ground, or guys who want to come to Missouri and hunt with an outfitter. I mean, it's a tournament that's kind of put on for everyone who wants to participate in hunting, and I think that's kind of the coolest thing about it.
Yeah, that is. I agree with you 100%. One thing I think I know the answer to it, but I just want to clear the air on it. Missouri, like I believe Arkansas, Tim, are multiple buck states. So is it just the team is going to enter your best buck, right, per person?
Right, that's correct. It'll be your best buck per person, and then you also have the option to upgrade one of your scores. So there's a lot of guys that might tag out and enter both partners enter a buck and be through the rut, and then some guy goes on a muzzleloader hunt later in the year and is fortunate enough to take a bigger buck. He'll be able to upgrade that score. You can upgrade one score per. So, and another thing too, and I don't want to throw a wrench in here and confuse anybody, but you can actually theoretically in Missouri, and depending on your game laws and how many bucks you're allowed, but theoretically in Missouri, we're allowed 2 bucks. So you could actually be on 2 teams in Missouri. So
okay.
So, obviously I can't hunt in the tournament, but I'm just using myself for an example, and Tim and Brian, I could be on a team with each one of them, and I could enter one of my bucks that I kill in Missouri, with the team that Brian and I are on, and then I could enter the other buck with Tim and I. So theoretically, you could actually be on 2 teams in the state of Missouri, and obviously that depends on your state and what the game laws are. Yeah,
for sure. No, that's cool. That's a good extra option, and gives a lot of variables to the contest, which I think is kind of cool.
Well, and one of the things that Phil brought up was, if you want to go hunt with an outfitter or whatever, that's that's perfectly legal to do. And I actually had somebody bring that up to me before I brought it up, and they said, well, what if a guy just goes and pays an outfitter and goes, sits there and kills a deer? I'm like, yeah, more power to him, but my chances of hunting all year on a property are a lot better than a guy that's going to get to go hunt 5 days. So I'm not super concerned about that. I think my chances of hunting either my own personal property or hunting, public land and being able to hunt all year, I'm going to have a lot better chance than a guy that's paying to go on an outfitter's hunt, because we all know that. I've actually never went on an outfitted hunt, but I've got buddies that have, and I've got one buddy that went to Kansas and hunted for 7 days and finally ended up killing a 130-inch deer. He could have killed deer that size at home. But, so, it's not just because you hunted with an outfitter doesn't mean it's guaranteed to go kill a giant deer.
Yeah, it doesn't mean nothing. It literally means the minute you get there that the countdown to when you leave is started. And like you said, in a lot of ways, Tim, it's a handicap.
Yep.
Right. It's our tagline has been, it's anyone's game, and we truly believe that. I don't think anyone has an advantage over anyone else. We want this tournament to truly be anyone's game.
Yeah, for sure. No, I like that. I like the format, and from what you guys have told me today, everything seems to be fair, and the multiple man teams makes it even, and I like it. So Phil, Brian, let everybody know kind of where they can find you guys, website-wise, social media-wise, and how to enter the contest.
Yeah, our website's www.questhunter.com. and then Quest Hunt Co. on Facebook and Instagram. We're pretty easy to find, and we'd love to hear everybody's feedback and get everybody involved.
Yeah, for sure. I'll make sure to tag you guys, the Quest Hunt Co. On the social media as well when the show comes out tomorrow. But Tim, I know you always got something cooking, so what else is happening?
Man, the only thing really that's cooking right now that's kind of got some people's attention, they've been noticing I've been posting a lot of roping photos, because from knowing me a while, that's what I did for a living for a lot of years. And I've been retired for about 8 years, and I kind of got the itch back, and some old buddies started hitting me up. And so next week we're going to start filming the comeback. So it's a project that I'm doing kind of on the lines with wilderness athlete. And so I'm actually going to start back going to a few rodeos and roping and competing a little bit and see what happens. And then, obviously we're still going to be doing Livin the Brand. That will actually go back. It's already in production now, so we'll start uploading episodes in August. We're also partnered with the Unfiltered app with those guys, so you'll be able to watch it on Unfiltered. You'll also be able to watch it on Hunt Channel. And obviously we're going to do another film this year for the Badlands Film Festival. And we just got a lot of stuff going on right now. So, but the roping thing right now has kind of been the deal. So next week I'm gonna get cranked back out. We're gonna start just watch those Instagram stories, and you'll probably get to see a wore out old dude run up and down the rope, plank tie cast, and help him up.
That's funny.
Well, sounds like I'll be going to a rodeo real soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to keep track of the schedule, Tim, see if I can come see you somewhere then.
Yeah, do that.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Tim, let everybody else know where they can find you again on social media.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Tim Inslee, and you can find me the same place on Instagram at Tim Inslee. I mean, on Facebook at Tim Inslee. Also, you can go to Bad Medicine Presents Livin the Brand, and if you want to watch the Livin the Brand video series, it is Badlands Packs YouTube channel, and it is Badlands Signature Series Livin the Brand. So we've got new episodes coming out in August. There'll be a new episode up every week, and we're also going to do some periodic blogs, and we're going to talk about the new Approach FX pattern by Badlands that just launched today. So it's the whitetail pattern, and it's pretty awesome. We're excited about it. So we're going to start doing some blogs about the different systems and the new product coming out from Badlands.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. Well, I just want to say thanks, Phil and Brian and Tim, and excited to get this show out for you guys. And as everybody knows, you can follow us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, podrose.com, and we'll see you guys next week.